item carrying. You have to be able to carry items, but has it gotten to a ridiculous point? I mean, I've seen guys walk around carrying 15 swords in pouches. Now, common sense would say, bullshit. But the players, of course, they don't care. They don't give a damn, because the more they can carry, the more prosperous they're going to be. So they're, of course, not going to complain. They're only going to complain that they're not carrying enough. So they want more and more capacity to be able to carry stuff. And I'm sorry, but carrying 15 swords just doesn't make sense. Even if you've had super strength, carrying them in pouches or just trying to hold them, it makes no sense. You understand what I'm saying? Too cumbersome, too much to hold. You definitely can't hold them in pouches, for God's sakes. Even if you had them in a belt, you'd have to have like 15 loops, and well, that would just seem ridiculous. I guess it's possible, but that's not what they're saying you're doing. They're saying you're holding it in pouches, which is even more absurd. But it's not only just these ungodly amount of weapons, but you're also supposedly carrying, mounds and mounds of stone or wood, along with 15 fragile potion jars. Somehow you're able to do this. It makes no sense. This may seem like a minor point, but carrying around these things, when it gets to a ridiculous point, means there's something wrong with the game. Either someone hasn't come up with a new idea yet, or someone hasn't fixed an underlying problem. For instance, you could make money off this stone or wood. However, they never put in anything in the game of how you're supposed to carry it. And you're just supposed to carry it like it was, a normal thing to carry for a person. They don't give you these backpacks or sacks. I mean, why don't they give you, a supply, a pack mule that you can bring around with you and have it carry a lot of these supplies that you're supposedly, harvesting in. Or maybe even allow you a wagon, an oxen wagon or something like that. Or maybe you could go in groups and you'd have a group collective wagon that you carried stuff on. At least it might make more sense, or it would be something added to being allowed to even chop this wood or quarry this stone, Because as it stands now, you're supposed to just, a lot of games just carry it around like it was a pocket change, and it's, the amount of mass it is bigger than you. Doesn't really make sense that you could just strap it onto your back or in a pouch and carry it along with you. Not only could you carry it along with you, but you could apparently fight while holding all this crap in combat, and that's just really funny to me. Holding an entire quarry full of stone, all these weapons, and you're just standing there with one sword and still fighting as well as you always were able to do. It really, if you ever stop and thought about it, it makes no sense. Another thing that you could do, besides just making it easier to carry these things in ways that make sense with mules or wagons or whatever, is you could change the game so a person isn't forced or has to carry all this crap. Most games you go around hoarding crap like you were squirrels, and it starts to get to be a really big pain, just going around grabbing everything that you could sell for 10 cents on the dollar type of thing. And I, for one, would like a game where that doesn't happen as much. You don't need to do that, and instead of hoarding this crap, you can concentrate more on, other parts of the game, exploration, combat, a story if there is one in the game. But it would be nice if these games didn't force you to have to carry around all this crap all the time. And maybe if you do that, people won't whine and complain to have more carrying capacity, because they don't really need to. They'd rather do other things with the game. Or, you could implement both in some way, depending on however your game is made. But this is a problem, and however small it may seem, I do think it's a much bigger problem than meets the eye.